Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in London for the Alan Brown press conference. With me I've got Dean Whyte. It's an honour to meet you, big man, because I've seen all your videos with Umar and Kugan, so it's a pleasure to finally get to
Thanks very much,
in front of my camera. Obviously you got a vested interest in the heavyweight division with your brother and whatnot. Big news coming out of the heavyweight division yesterday with Miller failing that drugs test. I just want to jump straight into it. Just what are your thoughts?
Jump straight into it. Listen.
Like
I said previously to someone else, I am not surprised at all. Not at the least. What I said to them was it's quite unusual you have someone who's 315 pounds. They're not aesthetically pleasing on the eye. That's not everything, but I mean, how he looks, you'd assume that he's not as fit as he is, you know. For him to be able to fight the way he does and throw the volume of shots he does for 12 rounds and consistently throughout all these fights was a bit suspicious to myself, and I mean a few other people. So I'm not surprised. And obviously he's failed, you know, in the past before. So it's there isn't no smoke without fire. So I'm not surprised at all. So I believe. What's the word? I don't want to cast him guilty. You know, first it's innocent to prove him guilty, but at the same time, you know, there's no smoke without fire. So in this instance, I know he wants to win at all costs, but then the cost is actually the 9 mil sum, which now he's lost, which is ridiculous. So, you know, I don't know whatever he does. I heard Dave Allen saying a lot of the guys are on it, etc., etc. You know, but until it's proven, you can't really speculate and say, X, Y, Z. But you can have an opinion, and all this is just my opinion. I think he's a good fighter. He's undefeated. He's done extremely well. He's beat whoever's in front of him. So whatever we say, he still beat those guys. He's got to go in there and fight them and beat them. So we've got to give him credit for that. But yeah, I thought it was definitely, you know, unusual for him to be so big and perform the way he does. And the work rate, his volume of work rate was exceptional. So all of that being said, now we have a substance which was it GW or 15,
I think it's
16?
To give you an endurance type thing, make your lungs taking more capacity.
So what it does is it gives you endurance, stamina, you know, all the things we're actually saying what is enhancer for that. So now, if you're doing 1 and 1 equals 2, or you want to do, say, 3 and 3 equals 5, we're just making crazy numbers up. But you do the maths. I ain't Einstein, but you do the maths. You just check what the ingredient says it actually benefits you for, and what he is renowned for. You know, performance. He's relentless. He throws his hands. He doesn't stop working. His work rate is exceptional. He's the best in the heavyweight division. That's what everyone, you know, alludes to all the time. So when you look at it like that, it kind of matches up.
Yeah. So what's has Eddie came to you and Dillian yet for the fight? Has that been? Is Eddie now?
I don't know. A few media people have, you know, asked.
I've seen that. I don't know if it was true. If anyone had spoke to yourselves about that in the media, or Eddie spoke to you.
I spoke to a few media people and they've just asked the same thing. But listen, they've got a short list of people. I'm sure my bro Dillian would be happy to take the fight if the numbers were correct. It's all going to be numbers. Anyone stepping in this short a time, it's always going to be numbers. Because what you got is, unless you have been pre-training before, like, then 7 weeks isn't bad for you. You know, I know he's been in the gym, you know, kind of ticking over, but it's different from getting prepared for a camp. So what you have is you probably have potentially 4 weeks of actual camp time, because you're going to have to stop sparring roughly a week or 10 days out before the fight. So you've got to take that into equation as well. But, you know, a lot of people don't look at the numbers properly and to say, that's plenty of time. I heard Eddie Hearn making a slide dig talking about in an interview, anyone who said 7 weeks or 6.5 weeks isn't enough isn't really serious. I'm like, well, you know, you're a clever man. I'm sure you wouldn't say to Joshua, take a fight 6 weeks out, not knowing anything, and just say, go now and start. You know what I mean? Joshua started his camp from a good 6 weeks ago. He's already halfway across the line. You know what I mean? He's right deep in the ending stages of what he's got to do, and he's going to taper down at the end as it comes to. So the hard work is at the beginning, going forward. But I mean, anyone in this position, I mean, is going to find it a hard feat. I heard them saying, all teams are saying potentially he's not going to be ready because of the time.
Kalaki as well from the from Brooklyn. He said he's not got enough time as well to do it.
But listen, the thing is this: a lot of these boys ain't got enough time. And that is the truth. But guess what? If you offer them enough money, that money will change that that mindset of the time being a factor. You have to compensate for that. So it depends what they're going to offer, but then they're not going to be wanted held to ransom by people who are trying to get an extra buck. And that's just as a normal businessman talking. They're probably not going to be trying held to ransom, and I understand that. That's just their standpoint. But guess what? They want some superhero to come and save the day. What they got to do is get the money out. Get the money out. Get the money out.
You hear Big Dean what you're saying?
Get the money out, boys, to someone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. My brother Dillian's the guy they're probably going to look at, you know, because they know he drives a hard bargain and he understands the business and he understands his value. So they might overlook him and think, let's try and pick someone else. So I see everyone's aiming at Ortiz, which is understandable because it's based in the USA. So I kind of get the logic of it, because it's kind of weird that you say you're going to have two Brits fighting in America for a world. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah,
it's not
doesn't make sense,
the ideal situation you'd want in something like this. So I see them. I get where they're looking at. So they're in America. Ortiz is someone he hasn't fought and is on the radar. So I guess why they're calling Ortiz his name, because before they wasn't calling Ortiz his name. I think the lackluster performances he's had of recent, maybe not so lackluster, but I mean, obviously he thought Whyte had done good, put up a great performance and got stopped. He went the distance with Christian Hammer, which was good. He got clipped with some good shots and he got stunned a few times. So I believe they're looking at that as, you know, this is a perfect time to go for this kid.
It's a good name, Ortiz, as well.
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant name for them to go for. But I mean, they're going for him now because they're looking at it saying, well, this is a good opportunity and a good time to pick this guy off because he's probably on the wand. I don't know, but I don't think he's going to take it. If he respects himself in some form or fashion, as most fighters do at that level, they'd all say it is not enough time.
Yeah.
But like I said, the only way to assure that is to pay them handsomely and reward them. I understand fans are going to say, oh, you get an opportunity to fight for a world title. Yes, but there's a handicap fighting for that world title, and no one wants that handicap. So let's be honest. So sometimes fans go, you've got an opportunity to fight for this belt, you turned it down because the money weren't right and the time weren't right. But we all have to factor in, it's a business, it's a job. You know, some people ain't going to go to work if they're not paid the right hourly rates. You know, so at the end of the day, money is an option. The same time is the time is an option, because you want to give yourself the best possible chance at winning, and winning is the most important thing. You know, but at the same time, they don't do this for free. It's a very hard sport, and these guys need to be paid handsomely. So what I'm getting at is the fans sometimes should understand, not critiquing and saying, oh, you had your opportunity, like they do with my bro a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and say, he had his opportunity, you should stop moaning and stop whining. You know, obviously, I'm sure he was upset because he felt the number was low. I know there are fans that are understanding, but some just need to understand at the end of the day, it takes two to tango. You know, you do need to be given
that's a business,
the same
as they say, isn't it?
level playing field, and that's a key factor. Same level playing field. Joshua's been training in camp, not ticking over, training in camp, 12 weeks, full camp. Everyone, if they're going to fight him, they should be granted the same chance at winning that belt with the same duration and a handsome sum to fight. And that's what I think. I think it's just fair anyway. But listen, at this opportunity, we don't have that time. So when anyone steps in now, is going to have a potluck, and they're just going to chance their luck and go in there.
Fingers crossed and go for it.
And go for it. Exactly.
Well, we'll keep it much longer, but I just want to get your thoughts quickly on the fight on Saturday night. You've got a young fighter, John Harden Jr., who's fighting as well. Just your thoughts on John.
John's out there. Listen, he's on a great card out there. You've got loads of boys. You've got Conor Ben, Codina, Josh Kelly, Allen and Brown. Listen, you've got a mega card. I just hope John goes out there, stays relaxed, performs, boxes well, and enjoys the occasion. And what it is I hope he puts on a great performance and doesn't get happy and try to, just start swinging for the fences and trying to get the kid out of there, because we want him to be able to go back on Sky, or on the Matchroom show. So he's got to put on a good performance. So he's got to be mature and be clever and smart and box well, and try and get the kid out and then get the win, whatever way it comes. And that's what we'll be happy with.
Quick prediction with Chisora fighting Allen's fight quickly.
So Chisora, the kid he's fighting, I've seen him fight. I can't remember who he fought before. Who did he fight?
Takam.
Oh, he fought Takam and lost, didn't
he? Yeah,
so he was pretty tough. He took a punch. But listen, Chisora is in phenomenal shape. Let's not make no bones about that. David Hay has done a good job with him. That was probably one of the best things he could have done, teaming up with David Haye. He come into the fight with my bro in amazing shape. So no credit to him. He went to sleep, he got knocked out, but he put up a stellar performance. Moving on from that, there's no shame in that. This heavyweight boxing, he was doing good, and he always brings the best. But now he's even in more tremendous shape. I don't see this guy having enough for Derek Chisora. I think he'll come out, he'll put up a performance, and once he starts getting some leather, tasting some of that leather to the body and to the head, he'll succumb to a devastating knockout or sucking some canvas and enjoying that down there and saying, hey, well, you know,
what's up?
Yeah, what's up, buddy? You know, hey, I just want my check. Let me get out of here. You know what I mean? So that's that fight. Dave Allen, he's come a long way. You know, everyone is Dave Allen's a fan favorite, and he's a friendly guy, and he's done well. Not too long ago, he was on the way out. He lost to my bro. He lost to Ortiz and a few other people, and he was on the brink of going out of boxing. And, you know, so it's a good turnaround. That, you know, he got some real good wins. He got a crazy knockout against the big fella. I can't remember his name. Webb. That was an amazing knockout. And you know, he's just funny. When I look at him on Instagram, he just makes me laugh. He's a bloody nut job. But you know what? As a UK guy, I'm going to be rooting for him. I want him to do well. I hope he puts on a great performance for the fans. And I think, listen, Darren Barker's whipped him into great shape. Those boys, and Caldwell and all them. So, you know, also I've just crossed it.
Yeah, Chisora.
So Chisora's called I'm back. So Barker's
there's too many names in boxing. Yeah. There's too many names.
That's why sometimes it gets smacked, but Barker's got him into great shape anyway. I hope he goes out there and they put on a great performance. I hope they fucking throw some clumps and bells out of each other and it goes.
You staying to watch the main event?
Yeah, I'm gonna be down there. I love to go and watch the whole lot. I want him to go in there. I might not stick for the whole fight. Maybe depends how long the rounds go. But there will be a knockout hopefully, and we'll see what kind of Lucas Brown turns up. You know what I mean? Because he's come off a devastating knockout from my bro Dillian, and then he's come back and he's had some lackluster performances recently. He's got the wins, so let's see what's left in the tank for him. But Dave Allen, I'm rooting for him, and hopefully he goes out there. They both like bloody guts and gore and blood, and put on a great performance at the O2 and make the fans happy.
Well, that's what we want to see. Well, Dean, again, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks very much to you guys
Thanks
again.
very much, man. Appreciate that.
I'm ready to get the